Hello, my name is Steve and welcome to Wednesday Word. Today we're going to spend a few moments thinking about care, and to do that we're going to use the example of the care of a shepherd for his sheep. To set the scene, I want to show you a photo taken by Douglas Corrants, who has kindly given me permission to use it. Here we see a smiling shepherd, a happy dog, sheep in green pastures and a babbling stream. An idyllic scene, or is it? In Psalm 23, starting to read at verse 1, we read, "The Lord is my shepherd, I lack nothing. He makes me to lie down in green pastures. He leads me beside quiet waters. He refreshes my soul. He guides me along the right paths for his name's sake." This psalm is a wonderful example of a shepherd looking after the flock of sheep entrusted to his care. And whilst on the surface it may conjure up in our minds an idyllic scene of blue skies, white fluffy clouds, and sheep peacefully grazing on lush green grass, we all know that life is not as simple or straightforward as it first appears. For further on in this psalm, we come across such words as evil and enemies. So let's take a brief look at this psalm. It opens with the words, "The Lord is my shepherd." This opening statement describes the relationship between the sheep and the shepherd, and it is crucial to what follows. The story of this psalm is one of a journey, and like any journey, it has a destination. And the journey here is not portrayed as an easy one. It would have been full of dangers, from marauding beasts and infestation of flies and insects, and it would have passed over rugged and difficult terrain in order to reach the mountain plains. I wonder if you can see parallels here to your life's journey. Over the last 15 months, we've all experienced pressures that we had never imagined we would. The pressures that COVID has brought, family pressures, pressures of work, financial pressures, etc. Returning to the psalm, we read that the sheep are led by still waters. You see, the shepherd knows that sheep need refreshing and are not happy with fast flowing water, and so he chooses the ideal places in order to meet their needs. As they continue, we read, "Even though I walk through the darkest valley, I will fear no evil, for you are with me. Your rod and staff, they comfort me." It is important to note that they are walking through the valley and that they do not stay there. All through this psalm, we can see evidence of the shepherd providing for his flock. The rod we read of does not sound attractive, does it? But it is there for protection. The shepherd's primary thought here is the well-being of his sheep. And so we have the staff to guide and the rod to protect. And so the journey continues. In verse 5 we read, "You prepare a table before me in the presence of my enemies. You anoint my head with oil. My cup overflows." The shepherd would have gone before his sheep to prepare a place on the flat plateau on top of the mountain, a place that would be suitable for them. One other thing that also bothers sheep is flies. The heads of the sheep would be treated with a special mixture to keep the flies away. And we read a few moments ago, "You anoint my head with oil." And so the psalmist is using the analogy of us being the sheep and the shepherd being none other than Jesus himself, the Good Shepherd. And so God also anoints his people in order to protect them from those bothersome things that attack our heads, our minds. He gives his Holy Spirit as a comforter to guide us, to give us the strength for each day. Such is God's goodness that it can be said that my cup overflows. The ultimate goal of this psalm is found in verse 6, where it says, "Surely goodness and love will follow me all the days of my life, and I will dwell in the house of the Lord forever." You see, the shepherd will not let his sheep go. So to draw to a close, we need to ask ourselves the following questions. Is the Lord our shepherd? Are we following him? Have we entrusted everything to his care? Is our ultimate goal to dwell in the house of the Lord forever? In John's Gospel, chapter 10, verse 27, we read these words, "My sheep listen to my voice. I know them and they follow me." Who do we listen to and follow for guidance on life's journey? God bless.